Discipline. Is it just rules for the sake of rules, or is it something deeper? About identity, salvation, and faith. In the Church, law is not an obstacle to the common person. It is rooted in the Father's will, fulfilled in Mashiach's revelation, and lived in the Ruach HaKodesh's sanctity. At its heart is one powerful truth. The salvation of souls is the supreme law. This video dives into the heart of Eastern Canon Law and of the Syro-Malabar Church. Canon law isn't what you think. It isn't about restriction. Rather, it exists to guide, protect, and lead people to holiness. It's about helping us live to the fullness of our faith. It balances justice with mercy through oikonomia, applying law with pastoral wisdom. It's not control, it's care. The Syro-Malabar Church has ancient roots. From the East Syriac tradition, it developed through synods, patriarchs, and scholars, while recognizing the Pope very early on. These traditions travelled to India, shaping the faith of the Malta-Manaslanis. The Church became deeply woven into daily life, forming a strong and distinct identity, whilst acting as a governmental and legal body. Everything changed in 1599. The illicit Synod of Diamper imposed heavy Latin influence, attempting to reshape Eastern traditions, even against the wishes of the Pope. Yet the Church endured, its identity survived, its tradition largely remained, rooted in its Eastern inheritance. Still there was loss. The role of archdiakon, once a powerful indigenous manager of the material church, alongside the liturgical and spiritual leadership of the Methan, disappeared, leaving the Methans in a balancing act between two distinct worlds. Clarity came with time. In 1923, the Syro-Malabar hierarchy was restored. Then, in 1990, the CCEO was promulgated. Its purpose, to preserve identity, give clear guidance and strengthen communion within the universal church through four key principles: promote and preserve liturgy, oppose and revere Latinization, return to authentic patrimony, and treasure liturgical diversity, because a rite is not just a preference, it's a gift from God given at baptism. Even when living elsewhere or under another rite's pastoral care, the faithful remain in their own right, at any age, in any corner of the world. The Catholic Church widely differs in its practices. Each sui juris church has its own ecclesiastical discipline, depending on its level of autonomy, which determines whether they have a patriarch, major archbishop, or other hierarch as head. The Church itself reflects unity in its differences. The Pope and College of Bishops guide the Eastern churches under the CCEO independently to the Western churches, while individual sui juris churches govern themselves with autonomy according to their own particular laws. Within them are eparchies, and within those parishes where faith is lived daily. At the parish level, the Balliogam brings clergy and laity together, led by the Caecadans. The yearly Buddhiogam gives every member a voice, while the quarterly Pleniliogam has representatives of the parishioners. This is synodality in action, an ancient tradition of communal life. While each eparchy has its own statutes for itself, and its various commissions and units have bylaws based on its unique context, it's bound by the civil laws of the lands within its jurisdiction. All of these various canon laws are both biblical and traditional. Every member of the Church has both dignity and responsibility. Every member has an active role. The faithful are called not just to receive the faith, but to live it, defend it, and bring justice into the world. The laity especially are called to sanctity in their everyday lives. The holy Raze are not just symbols, they are real encounters with Mashiach, which our lives are centered around. They shape and sustain the Christian journey. The liturgy itself is an icon of the Church, a visible expression of divine reality. This is where heaven meets earth. Marriage is sacred and serious. It's a sacrament that lasts lifelong. It requires true consent, freedom from impediments, and proper sacred form. It is always an irrevocable covenant between a man and a woman, founded by God. Canon law protects this vocation. The clergy, as guardians of the Holy Raze, ensure its integrity. Divorce is always a rupture of this covenant, but when a marriage is invalid, through lack of consent or impediments, the Church offers annulment. The Church also provides systems of justice. Discipline is never about punishment alone. It exists to correct, restore, and heal. Even penalties aim for mercy, conversion, and reconciliation. Justice always leads back to mercy. Today, the Syro-Malabar Church stands as a living witness to its heritage, ancient in its roots, global in its reach, and faithful in its mission. Shaped by history, guided by law, and sustained by tradition, it continues to live its calling in the modern world. So remember, law is not just about rules, it's about identity, it's about unity, and ultimately, it's about salvation. A living tradition, a guiding structure, a path to holiness. That journey continues through each one of us.